Hey, hello, friends. Welcome back to Blue Pig Reviews and the Library Book Bar. And today, many of you um, have at least heard about toasted barrels and barrel finishes and how popular those are. And this is Jim Beam's offering, Jim Beam Double Oak. Jim Beam Double Oak. This bad boy comes in at 86 proof, has a mash bill of 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley, and sells for between 24 and 30 bucks. I picked this up for about 29.99 from consumers in Middletown, New York. And a lot of people had asked me about it, have ever tried it or whatever else. And I've tried most Jim Beam products, but I had to go out and give this one a taste. What makes this interesting is this double oak seems like it would have been out way before Woodford's, but it's not. Woodford's was out first. Woodford's Double Oak is very popular for its chocolatey notes. It runs about twice the price of this, about 60 bucks. And there, a lot of, a Peerless Double Oak, which is even more. All these double oaks and this, drive towards it is for the smoothness, chocolatey notes, the roasty notes, and sweetness that comes from double oaking processes. And this Jim Beam gets aged for, I believe it's a straight, so it's maybe 3 or 4 years, and then it is put in a new charred oak barrel and allowed to rest for, I believe, 6 months. So it's literally twice barreled, and that's its claim to fame. And what this aging, this barrel, this second barreling is supposed to do is make it smooth. It's a screw cap, so it's my friend. Get a Glencairn out. There's no bottle to struggle with. And we'll give this one a try. Pour good pour. Smells really good already. So let's see what we got here. So this is light copper in color. Seems to be thin. It's not very leggy. Right away, you get a little bit of a fruity citrus smell, little sweetness. You can definitely smell the oak char, like the roast. And you get a little bit of, I would say, it's not really floral. It's mostly citrus. And a little bit of vanilla. Vanilla is what that is. Not caramel, just like a vanilla, like if you had smelt a vanilla flower or, someone had spilled a little bit of vanilla syrup. Taste it on the palate? Okay. On the palate, that's different. It's not very sweet at the front. You do get the vanilla. That quickly moves to like a citrus, then to a quick pepper taste, and then you get the oak, like a tannin taste. But just give it another pass. Yeah, sweetness of vanilla moves to a sweet caramel, to a black pepper, almost a little bit of spice. Then it ends in like a tannic note. It's not unpleasant. Seems to be pretty good in that note. Gives you a slight hug with the 86 proof. And that's pretty good. But there are other options from Jim Beam. One of them is Devil's Cut. Devil's Cut uses a wood finish process where they reintroduce, I believe, steam to the barrel to get the excess whiskey or the devil's share out of the wood. And I used to drink this. Used to be one of my deals. This is in that same price range. I know Mila from that 70s show used to be the spokesperson for it. And I, gravitated towards it and drank it. I'll give you some tasting notes out of it. And this has a different mash bill because this is their 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley mash bill. So the mash bill is different. and we'll give that a run. Right. And this tastes like it smells. So immediately on Devil's Cut, you get a caramel, little citrus, a little spice, and then up front, sweet, moves through that same type of motion, except this seems to have more flavor. You get a lot more vanilla caramel sweetness, and you get the spiciness, but you don't get as much tannin as you get out of this. And tannin is that soury wood note that kind of stays with you. And their finish is about the same. They're both about mid-length. And then Jim Beam's last one in that entry is the Jim Beam's Winter Reserve. And I know I didn't show you the Devil's Cut label, but Devil's Cut also sounds cool. And so this bad boy here was one of my favorite whiskeys when it first came out more than a year ago. This was Sleeper. This is made by aging it and then double barreling it in white oak. And you get exactly what's on the bottle. The bottle tells you that you get notes of vanilla and cinnamon. It's a straight bourbon. And this one comes in at 86 proof too. And I think Devil's Cut is 86 as well. So they're all in that same range, which may be ideal. The other double oaks that are out there are about 90 proof. A little higher than it, but not by much. But let's try this one out. It's even better. It's sweeter. You get that vanilla. You get the cinnamon. Very pleasant. But they all are in that same range. And this is using that same 77 13 10 mash bill that Double Oak is using. So it's different than Devil's Cut. So it's not sweeter in a sense. It's as sweet as Devil's Cut, but those vanilla and cinnamon notes are there. There's not as much peppery back end, even for the rye amount. And it gives the same hug and same spice. So really, of all three of these, I would say grab the Winter Reserve first, followed by the Devil's Cut, followed by the Double Oak. If you can find it, if it's laying around. Devil's Cut I usually find, and Winter Reserve is around because it became very popular when it came out. This being the Winter Reserve being the newest. You can't really go wrong if you need a basic bourbon for mixing, easy sipping, and you want it on economy. Because these are around 30. All of these are definitely 100% Blue Pig approved. They do what they do. And however, this is definitely maybe not be the best double oak, but it is an oak finish. It may be your intro. It may not be a go-to, but you can make very serviceable drinks with any of them. Devil's Cut, definitely. But if I was going to sip, Winter Reserve. If I was going to make cocktails, I would go with the Devil's Cut. If I was only making cocktails, I might mess with this. The spice definitely cuts through a Manhattan. It works in the old, shows up in a Manhattan, and it definitely also works serviceably in the old fashioned. So yeah, don't be scared to go down on that low shelf. Save yourself a little money and get a good sip. And remember, if it tastes good, then you're drinking good, and it's all good. And the Jim Beam Wood 3 here, they definitely allow you to do just that. Cheers and good pour. And I'm going to run with the Winter Reserve, I think.